immovable. The house stood on the outskirts of town, in a neighborhood where only a few homes were finished and occupied. Beyond the dim streetlights stretched patches of half-built houses, empty lots, and woods that pressed in at the edges. At night, the silence of the area seemed heavier, broken only by the distant chirp of crickets or the occasional groan of settling timber. Mark's parents had gone out earlier with a warning that they wouldn't be back until the following morning, leaving him completely alone until then. It was 8:30 p.m. Mark, 19, sprawled across the living room couch, headphones on, eyes glued to his monitor. For the past 4 hours, he had been trying to beat Dark Souls 3 on the Cathedral of the Deep level. A challenge his friend had breezed through earlier that day and dared him to finish. He had promised himself he wouldn't give up until he reached the boss. The faint hum of the PC and the clicks of his controller were the only sounds in the quiet house. Keep the doors locked. If anyone comes, check the camera first. Never open it blindly. His father's words had been clear. Mark had laughed them off, but now, sitting in the dim glow of the screen, he could hear them echoing louder in his head. Mark leaned forward, fingers dancing over the controller, dodging a strike from a massive undead knight. The tension in the game matched the tension in his chest, heart racing from adrenaline and excitement. He had been grinding this level since 4 p.m., refusing to stop despite hunger, thirst, or the warnings of his own exhaustion. Then came a sound he didn't expect, a sharp, insistent ring of the doorbell. Mark's head jerked up. He blinked against the screen's glow. Delivery already? Too late for ordinary deliveries, he thought, checking the clock. He dropped his controller, and only then did the hunger hit him fully, an empty ache he had ignored since 4 p.m. Finally, he thought, the food is here. Springing up from the couch, he hurried toward the door, eager to grab his order. His hand reached for the doorknob, already twisting, when a thought cut through his hunger and excitement. His father's warning. Always check the camera first. Never open blindly. Mark froze mid-motion, fingers brushing the cold metal of the knob. Slowly, cautiously, he turned toward the small camera mounted above the door. Nothing. The porch was empty, lit only by the flickering streetlight. Nothing moved, until his eyes caught a subtle shadow at the edge of the doorframe. Something, or someone, stood just out of clear sight, careful not to be seen. Mark's pulse quickened, but he told himself it was just a trick of the dim light. Maybe the wind, a stray branch, or nothing at all. He exhaled, trying to calm his racing thoughts. Then came a second ring, and a voice. Low, hoarse, almost metallic. Mark, open the door, it's here. Mark froze, a chill crawling down his spine. The voice knew his name. How could it know? He stepped back instinctively, keeping his eyes on the camera. Nothing appeared. Just the empty porch and the flickering light. But when he peered through the small keyhole in the door, there it was. A dark, silent shadow pressed against the frame. It didn't step forward. It didn't move. But it was there. Watching. Waiting. The doorbell rang again, faster this time. Mark, open the door, take it, it's here. The air grew heavier, almost vibrating. Mark moved toward the window of his room, leaving the game forgotten. The backyard stretched in shadows, silent. He held his breath. Then came soft tapping, 3 deliberate knocks against the glass. And the voice, whispering from nowhere and everywhere, Mark, open the door, take it, now. Every instinct screamed at him to hide, to freeze, to stay silent. But the figure seemed to anticipate every move. He could hear it circling the house, visiting every window with the same eerie tap, the same chilling whisper. Mark backed away slowly, heart hammering, mind spinning. How did it know the house so well? How did it know his name? Shadows in the corners seemed to stretch toward him, pressing like invisible hands. He stumbled toward the kitchen, then back to the living room. Each glance out a window or at the door showed nothing, but every time he turned, the whispers were closer, louder, insistent. The doorbell rang once more, closer than before, and the same metallic, echoing voice murmured, "Mark, you can't hide, open the door, it's already here." Then it came. Not a whisper. Not a knock. But the slow, dragging creak of a window sliding open upstairs. Mark's stomach lurched. That was his room. The one he had locked. The one no one should be able to touch. The sound stretched through the house like a groan of old bones, then stopped suddenly. Cut off, as though whatever was outside was now testing its way in. The silence that followed was worse than the whispers. Mark sank to the floor, trembling. His heart raced, his mind spinning in circles. Should he call his parents? No. If this thing was real, he couldn't put them in danger. But 911, what would he even say? That a delivery man who wasn't there kept whispering his name and circling the house? The thought paralyzed him. His phone sat just inches away on the floor, the screen black, almost daring him to reach for it. His hand shook as he hovered over it, unable to decide. Every second he hesitated, the knocking and whispering circled the house, echoing off the walls, relentless. The security camera flickered. For a heartbeat, the porch was empty. Yet Mark could feel it, patient, watching, pressing closer. Every tap at a window, every whisper, every shadow, it was there. Waiting. He stayed pinned against the wall, eyes darting. The voice continued, persistent, chilling, a reminder that the figure outside didn't need him to open the door. It would come closer, take what it came for, and wait, always. And somewhere, outside. Or maybe just beyond the glass, it lingered. Patient. Silent. Immovable.